They will give you always the best rate.
They connect to Binance, HitBTC, LMAX, and Kraken.
What I like about SwissBorg is that they have an amazing app.
Pow, wow, yo, yippee, yay, guys. Pal number 41. Super excited to be with you guys today. As always, we're going to talk about what is happening with our lovely community, then talk about the markets. Are we heading to all-time high with BTC booming? And then talk about SwissBorg network as it's flourishing. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus Fazil. I'm the proud founder and CEO of SwissBorg, always here to serve you. If you're not part of this wonderful Green Eyes movement, yes, movement, please take care and ask Roman Sprengers. He'll do the necessary to make those beautiful green eyes. And questions that some of them are not asking within the AMA, and I like to answer them right now, is why SwissBorg fees are so high. So first, it depends on your premium tier, right? If you're Genesis Premium, it's 0% to 0.25% on trading fees, and it goes up to 1% if you're not a Genesis Premium or Community Premium. That doesn't mean those fees are that high. Just to put things very clear, if you buy BTC with the spreads and the fees, you should understand that very often there's fees and spreads. SwissBorg does not take any spread on anything. So that's first something very, very important to understand. Then secondly, what you have to understand is that when you have higher fees, that means you have higher revenues. If you have higher revenues, you have better security, you're regulated, you have better technology, and we are reinvesting all the time, all the revenues that we are into the company. We're not squeezing out dividends or whatsoever. So this is something, and more revenues mean as well more protect and burn, and it has that virtuous cycle. So that's something very, very important. And at the end, what you have to understand is that if there's fees from the exchanges, you're still using the smart engine, which really exploits inefficiency on the markets. So overall, you're still benefiting this from the fact that even if we're taking some fees, which is good, it's still much better than other platforms, right? And last but not least, with the withdrawal fees, people are asking us why the withdrawal fees are so high. Well, these are blockchain fees, essentially. We're not making any revenues out of withdrawal. The withdrawal is that, as I explained many times, is that we're really making sure that we basically, when gas fees are higher, we're taking essentially because more, and then when they're going back to norm, well, then we'll be reducing withdrawal fees. Another question: which exchange are you targeting to be listed on the next to add the smart engine? So obviously there's been talks with many of these different big exchanges: Kraken, Coinbase, Binance. We're working hard on those three. There's other ones as well that are working. Right now we're thinking that maybe as well KuCoin could be something to be added in the smart engine, as KuCoin has really shown that they are listing more and more great projects in earlier stages, ones that we do really appreciate. So maybe KuCoin could be the future of one that we could be added on the smart engine. What are your thoughts about that? Last but not least, what's the next moonshot feature on the roadmap? Obviously, we talked about Yield 2.0 many times, but I would like to speak as well about what the graduation pitch was about Thomas, which is a Scala engineer. And I think so it is obviously the themes, right? The thematics are probably something that could really be super interesting, that probably will only go for Genesis Premium as a first, and that will be rolling out potentially to Community Premiums. I mean, not potentially, for sure Community Premiums, and probably keep it for those. And why is it so interesting? It really enables people just to press in one button, click buy the bundle of this great theme, and just let it recalibrate by itself. And I think so this is something that is really good. Is how would it look like as well? Obviously, we segregate essentially tokens into different categories. We'll have as well rebalancing rules with it, and essentially this will be purchased out of the app, and obviously our smart engine will be the one looking forward to buy these things, and as well to recalibrate it basically on different criteria of risk. And I think so this is definitely going to be not a moonshot for SwissBorg. For moonshot, just clearly there has been no or very few investment platforms in the world to actually do this, because you're not buying an ETF, you're actually buying the theme itself that's buying all the underlyings to go into your wallet. So that is definitely a huge moonshot, and Yield 2.0, I believe, will be a big game changer there as well. Talking about lovely community members, and there are still new positions on a daily basis. Pour les Français, si vous voulez être un agent de la communauté, please apply to any of these jobs. If you want to refer people, you could earn up to $3,000 worth of CHSB token. If it's a woman, I'll add 1,000. News, what is happening on the market? Well, there's been a lot of good news and positive momentum. Obviously, SEC approves, the Bitcoin future ETF is opening, I think so today as we speak. Just to make things in consideration, this does not mean that this ETF is going to buy physical Bitcoins, right? It's going to actually only buy futures. That means, so it's a great way to speculate into crypto and Bitcoin more precisely, but it's not going to have a push pressure because it's not holding physical Bitcoins. So it's a very great first step, I would say, for ETFs, and we've been waiting for a long time. However, it's probably not going to be the main catalyst that will drive the market to $100,000, as many people have been speculating. USA overtakes China as the world's largest mining hub. This is great news. The American market is much more regulated. It's much greener as well. So I think so. This is definitely going to help a lot to bring more confidence into crypto in general. Coinbase Venture is about to launch their NFT market. I think so that is something that is really big. Obviously, SwissBorg, we do believe strongly that NFT is a game changer for our ecosystem and for the blockchain industry in general. Crypto lending firm, congrats to them. Celsius just got $400 million they raised in capital. But at the same time, we saw that the New York State's admission has been really putting a lot of restrictions to Celsius, but as well to Nexo. So hopefully these guys are not going to get too much in trouble and will be able to continue their lending business. Bitcoin, are we reaching the moon? All-time highs, yes or no? Well, in terms of week, we did get to 61,300, which is great for all-time essentially weekend close, which that is really great, but we're still not at the 64,000.8 all-time high. As I explained just earlier, this is great way because the launch of obviously the ETF is a really big thing. However, we might see a figure where we're buying the rumor and selling the news, right? Because this is definitely a great gateway for institutional investors and as well eventually retail investors to get into crypto without having necessary to go through a wallet. But it's synthetics, and synthetics is always something that could be a little bit dangerous where people just speculate on it, and overall this doesn't help it. The support right now is at 59,000, and I think so if we go under actually 60,000, things are not going to look as good as they are. However, on a long-term perspective, obviously big Bitcoin backer, and we believe that this will have a strong momentum, and we probably will have a great rally by the end of the year. So what's happening with Ethereum? It broke the level of 3,650. We're still actually quite far from the 4,400 all-time high. It's a little bit lagging compared to Bitcoin, obviously, because Bitcoin is the institutional crypto favorite and Ethereum comes always later, as we talked about last week. We have to think about as well that Ethereum 2.0 has been talked about. It will be taking place hopefully between the first quarter to second quarter of next year, and this could be a massive game changer. So still always bullish on Ethereum itself. What's happening with our dear favorite CHSB token? Well, like most of the different alts, it has been underperforming BTC. However, we are quite favorable to altcoin season, and I'm pretty sure that CHSB is going to benefit from that. More than only that, obviously the Yield 2.0 is one of the big favor. And right now, the only security in supply is only at 173 million SwissBorg tokens, which is very, very, very low. On a technical level, we're still at the lower Bollinger Band, just playing around, flirting with that 60 cents, going up to the resistance with 63. We should be there in that 66 level. So we need to break a little 10-15% to get back into this new green territory and hopefully have more fundamentals backing it, with more people getting into the community premium and the Genesis premium as we speak. DAOs, DAOs. One of my favorite fascinating subject. As you guys know, the big movement behind the builds is to really huddle and build, and makes the build, and obviously as well to yodel, right? And I think so, you know, what we have been doing at thedao.com is really to support and help the ecosystem to grow itself on dao.swissborg.com. If you're not part of it, please take care. So far, there's been, with no marketing itself, it's been 4,000 members, which is great. We have over 250 guardians. We have now a managed budget of 50K of dollars, which is really great. We're having more and more people. I was really thankful that LPP and as well BNB have invited me, I think so, last week to talk about what was happening. I think so, asking me pretty much what happened in my life and a lot of personal questions. I thought it was really cool to have this. It was last Thursday. I really enjoyed it. And just in general, we really have three main components here. That's at the DAO. It's the quest itself. There's been 28,000 quests that has been actually completed. It was crazy. And the quests usually are helping members learn more about SwissBorg, about cryptos, and how, you know, they could really edutain themselves as most as possible. There's been as well DAO initiatives, over 25 initiatives that have been submitted, is how to essentially get the DAO to get in a better way. It has a better governance rules and more perspective to that. I think so what's great now is that you can not only earn CHSB but as well USDC, and there's been now $50,000 that has been granted to the DAO, and the idea is to build better applications for the DAO and reward people with this USDC. So this is going to be probably a good catalyst to bring more people and as well more software engineers to develop really cool stuff, and hopefully to make it more decentralized, right? You know, now, you know, we just talked about there's 4,500 members, 250 guardians, and 4 counselors, and you know, what we have to really put in consideration here is that there has been a lot of different events. 4,000. There's been 144 cafes, like the one I was last Thursday where I was on. There's been on a lot of different social media, 60 moderators, 20. It helped more than 20,000 people so far, which that is really great. It shows how this impact has been done. Please look at a bit the DAO 1.4 version, how it's going to get even a little bit smoother, a little bit even better, in order to really appreciate what we're doing and grow as we talk. Are we fully decentralized? No, we're not, right? We started with the SwissBorg DAO 1.0, and it was how, you know, essentially we were connected through different people, right? The SwissBorg today now is how we're building these guilds and how we could give more and more power through these budgets and this governance system that could really create their own self-sufficient programs. And obviously the 2.0 is to then bring really a decentralized model to it. And I think so this could be really a game changer, not only for SwissBorg, but as well how we interact as humans in the society. So again, please, if you're not part of this, join us building the future of finance. Scan this QR code and be part of dao.swissborg.com. Thank you so much for this. Next week, we're going to have a new token. No, not next week. What I'm talking about, it's actually, guess the next token, guys. It's happening on Thursday. It's a really cool one. What will be the hints? It's something that could really disrupt a company that is European based, but I think so now mainly in the Valley, but a really big one. So that's the hints. Check it out, please. As always, now go on my Twitter handle with a powwow giveaway October, and make sure to actually like choose the right project that's gonna be guess, and you will be earning a lot of cool stuff. So go for it. BNB Yield Fluctuation. People like, oh, you know, on comments, not very happy about this. Just to make things clear, guys, the yields that you guys receive and that I receive, by the way, it's always fluctuating based on interest rates that are, you know, based on demand and supply, and it will change over time, right? You know, we used to have 44% in USDC, now we have 10%, right? Things change all the time, and it's not a marketing gig or like we're trying to bring like a high yield and then drop it. It's just that it happened because back then Venus Protocol had a very high yield. Same as that again, you know, Beta has a Binance Launchpad. It had a lot of participation and therefore has brought the BNB yield very high again. And we're seeing this more and more again with the Binance Fan token with Lazio, the football team in Italy, that sometimes you have essentially yields that fluctuate. So that's an ongoing game, is that sometimes we'll have higher yields and sometimes we'll have lower yields. And this is as well a good message to a lot of people that have been a little bit puzzled by the fact that why Genesis Premium. Genesis Premium has a lot of benefits. Maybe today if you have a yield of 20%, right, let's say in BNB, and you only have, let's say, I don't know, 10% or 15% in community premium, has a big difference, right? And when you talk about the fees as well, the fees are very different from community premium, which have some fees, whereas Genesis Premium doesn't have any fees. So these are things that you should incorporate and really value the fact that Genesis Premium today is the best category and will be the only best category we'll have going forward. And talking about yield fluctuation, EURT is still a very early one, right? Right now, the EURT market cap is just 40 million euros. That is 2,000 times less than USDT. And that means we'll have a great fluctuation again with the EURT. So don't feel disappointed or surprised if yield goes down time to time and goes back to the mean then after. It's just that this is how the market is being played, right? So please, again, understand that we are growing as an ecosystem in terms of blockchain assets, in terms of EURT, but as well in terms of the DeFi in general, right? And with being Genesis Premium or Community Premium, you're always going to benefit from really getting the best out of this on a risk basis, right? We could offer you like 30-50% yield, but we would not feel comfortable by doing that because for now we think that the risk is too high. And that's something that you should really consider. So thank you for understanding, and thank you as well always for these different comments. And I like people challenging me. It's really great to have this open-ended discussion. SwissBorg App and data. So next week we're getting to 500,000 finally by the end, which is great. 1.6 billion assets, 7 billion total traded. That's quite a lot. The farmer has been 700 yield subscription. Congratulations to yourself, sir. The students, the best students so far, have viewed 320 articles. Great reading. And the scientists has been 115,000 times analyzes viewed. That is a lot. 115,000, that's a really lot. Great job doing that. Which brings us to the yield wallets, pretty much stable, 140 million, 215 there, 256, 251 in Bitcoin. We have grown quite a lot in BNB, which that is really good. Obviously, with the rates getting higher, USDT a little bit as well, which is good, and a Polygon with Matic a little bit, which is great. Brings a little over 1 billion assets there that are pledged into these beautiful smart contracts. CHSB token, we had again pretty much 500 stable premiums for last week. Hope we get to 1,000. Circulating supply and program yields pretty much the same thing. We have lost a little 6%, which is not too bad. 1.1 million for protect and burn, and 115,000 people in the app who holding CHSB token as we speak. Which brings us to the community and I love my job. So it brings us to 7.9. I think that's pretty much good. It's decent. We bring it up from last week. CHSB a little bit lost of volume on that side, and obviously 6% less. If not, the volume app, activity, social media doing great. Thanks for this. DAO as well. And Crypto Challenge doing some momentum. Are you guys enjoying it or not? Please let us know. Tomorrow night is Crypto Night, and this is going to be all women, powered by women. So it's going to be a very interesting one with Lavina and as well Claris interviewing it. And crazy enough, but my brother has a new brother. What is London Real? So it's going to be really cool to see Alex actually giving an interview. Not giving an interview, doing an interview with London Real. So it's going to be really cool to see Alex for the 10-year anniversary doing this. This is a great guy, so looking forward to it, and we'll be checking it out. Guys, please comment, like, blast that notification bell, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, wherever you want. Please as well, don't forget about the fact that you have to guess what is the token of the week. Guys, just wanted to thank you again. I am flying actually to Tallinn. I will be in Tallinn and with our Estonian team. Was gonna be really looking forward. We're having an event tomorrow, so if it happens that you're in Estonia and Tallinn, please check us out tomorrow at this great avenue. We'll be posting it on obviously on Twitter. Besides that, like always, I really want to thank all of your questions, whether if they're positive ones or some that are a little challenging ones. I do feel that right now there is some tension regarding Genesis Premium. I do understand that some people may bought it at $1.30, $1.50, but this on the long run, well, if you zoom out, it will be one of the greatest things that you guys probably have done. And why is that? Is because we are putting the best amount of effort and work into everything what we're doing. Maybe right now you're not realizing this because you see that our rates are not as high as elsewhere, but what we're doing is that we will be pledging a lot of different ways that you will be choosing your customized rates going forward with different risk profiles, and this is going to be a massive game changer for you guys. So like always, be healthy, be wealthy, and love our CHSB. Take care, guys. Love you. Bye.
Through SwissBorg, all assets will have a fiat gateway. And here is the thing.
Premium features gives you zero fee trading.
It's an amazing fiat gateway.